Hello, and today I thought I'd do an unboxing of Maloghurst, the Twisted. Okay, so here's the package that was sent to me from Forge World. I'm very fortunate that I live in the UK and I had next day delivery, so as soon as I got the dispatch note the next day, it came through. Let's open this up very carefully, not to slice my fingers open. Ooh, okay, so unlike the other character series, it doesn't come in a little black box. Instead, it comes in this plastic container. So we have Maloghurst, the Twisted, the War Master's Equerry. Good paint job on there. Very reminiscent of the, well, reminiscent, it's heavier metal style Forge World, so they're moving away from the more traditional grimdark style of previous HORUS Heresy paint jobs. Okay, should we open the sucker up? There you go, it's going to take a nice sharp knife. I do like to keep these little inserts to remind me of what I've painted over the years. Oh, come on. Oh. I don't think there's an elegant way to get these out. Okay, sometimes they do come with instructions, so you could open it up and there's instructions there, but it's pretty self-explanatory how everything goes together. So I haven't got a problem with that. And the Forge World instructions are never the best anyway. Okay, let's have a look at the body first, shall we? Good crisp details. It's a lot chunkier than I thought. Gorgeous details on it. So it's obviously a 3D design. So the details are very sharp, very crisp. And this is one of the better 3D designs. That's the body. Sword. Ooh. Is my dog barking? Okay, the base. This is unusual. It's not a 25, well, it's not a Space Marine base. The 32mm I think they upgraded to slightly larger. This is a Terminator base. Yeah, but there's none of these little inserts on the bottom. It's just all clean and smooth. Huh, it might be changing. Okay, we have the base. I know some people are disappointed that it doesn't come with a scenic base like the rest of the character series does. I'm not too upset by that, as long as we get more regular releases. And the scenic bases are nice for display, but how many times did you use them in game? Does it matter a whole heap? They're great for Dreadnought bases, but yeah, I'm not too upset about that. Okay. Nice, large Son of Horus, Eye of Horus symbol. There's a little bit of flash surrounding it, but that's no problem to clean up. Just run a sharp knife around the details. There we go. Not a problem at all. Okay, and then we have this that slots in here, I believe. Okay, let's have a look at the gun. Yeah, really nice details. Got chthonic rune marks on here. So this is the language of Chthonian. It's gang markings. A cruciform style of language that's created by knife marks. So that's why everything's very angular, very straight. And there's some fantastic detail in here, like the underneath of the shoulder pad. Got some mirror coins here, or some lodge tokens. So mirror coins were a chthonic tradition, so Sons of Horus, their recruiting ground is from Chthonian, and whenever a warrior dies, a coin would be placed over their eyes, a silver coin. And this took on a different significance later on in the heresy with these lodge tokens. So lodges were introduced into the legions, fraternities, meetings of brothers, and in order to gain entrance, you'd have a little lodge coin. When asked where you got it from, you'd have to say, "I could not say," to non-members. Okay, there's some really nice detail in the back here. So Maloghurst the Twisted, he was crippled in an action, and you can see there's lots of extra little support struts leading on from the armour that prop him up. So I have it on the other side. Okay, it doesn't have it on this side. I quite like that asymmetrical, because when you're crushed like that, you may not have asymmetrical wounds. So it is quite nice to have the difference between them. Okay. Let's have a look at the backpack. Very reminiscent of Mark. Well, I'm not even sure what Mark it is, but like the very old Space Marine backpacks, power generators. Again, flawless, really nice, sharp, crisp detail. You can see very strong cuts in here. And resin production does this so well that when you're applying oil washes or oils onto the miniature, it kind of goes into little gaps and recesses. Very sharp. Okay. We have the Legion Memorial, the Legion number, that sits on top of the Son of Horus banner. We have the other shoulder pad. Then we have his face. So let's clip this off. Let's get clearer. Let's get a clearer image of his face. So there's a lot more personality to this than the, I guess, box art or the picture first indicates. You can see the ruination of his face, and his left eye is kind of pinched together in agony. Very nice. Okay, shall we build him? Alright, this is something weird I've noticed about this miniature. The legs are really quite close together. This is quite a small sculpt. Hold on, let me zoom in a little bit. And when you look at the base, it doesn't really dominate the Terminator base it's been given. So I'm wondering whether either this being sent out as a mistake, because it looks like it should go on a regular 32mm base. It doesn't look like it's overhanging that much. I think I was sent the wrong base with this. So if you are out there and you're putting together your new Maloghurst, just be a little bit wary of that. Does it say what base it should come with? I don't believe it does. Okay, okay. It might be worth just making sure that with your own Maloghurst, that does go on the regular Space Marine upsize base. I think they moved to 32mm. So previously they used to be on the 25mm bases, then they moved to 32 when they enlarged them slightly. So just be careful of that. Make sure it goes on a 32mm base, not a Terminator. Actually, I'm going to ask a buddy who's bought this as well to see whether he's had a similar issue. Okay, I've just been chatting with my friend Keith Townsend, who runs the Mournival podcast. Big Sons of Horus player, big Sons of Horus fan. He was at Warhammer World yesterday. He managed to get his Maloghurst there. Yes, his has come with a Terminator base as well. I believe this is a mispackage because the base doesn't overhang nowhere near as much on this as it does on here. So that is something to be wary of. Make sure that you either request a 32mm base or use one from, let's face it, we all have piles of these lying around. Okay, so hopefully that PSA announcement will help a few people. Okay, so to glue resin together, one of the tips I've developed or heard of or I use in my day-to-day is scoring the surface first. Making sure that you don't... Actually, this came from one of my textile teachers, because you increase the surface area that you're using to bind the glue onto. Now, the great thing with these new modern sculpts is that they fit together very, very, very precisely. So I'm not too concerned about adding this here, then adding onto the base, but I'll try and glue it all at the same time. Okay, so let's add a pinch of glue here, don't need too much. Add it in here, locate it on the base. There you go. Apply a slight amount of pressure, and voila. Allow that to dry. Okay, when dealing with resin miniatures, sometimes you may find that the details aren't quite flush. This, for example, kind of curves off. No need to panic. All you need to do is heat it up slightly, which you can do with a heat gun, or my preferred method, hairdryer. Just gently bend that into place. Look straight, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, during assembly, you may have seen that this was a little bit too long. What I found with the artwork, it just sits above the base. That wasn't the case with mine. It was slightly too long. I actually prefer it slightly longer. And it just floats above the base here. So what I'm going to do is build up the surrounding area to make it seem more natural. And I cut off a little piece of the pole at the top, so it just fit flush. But a really, really nice miniature. The box art never seems to do box photographs never really seem to do justice to the miniatures. But actually holding it in hand, it's a miniature that's clustered full of really nice detail. Very characterful. A really nice miniature, fitting miniature for the equerry of the War Master. My favourite thing to use at the moment is this stuff. Soilworks acrylic paste, scale 75. So I'm going to take some of this, just dab it onto the base, surrounding surface, and when this dries, it will create a cracked earth. Well, sorry, not a cracked earth appearance. It will create kind of like, well, a soil appearance to the base. That's a little bit more convincing than, say, grass. It has a similar texture to polyfiller, but it dries a little bit more elastic, so it doesn't break off as easily. It's nowhere near as brittle. Okay, careful bit. So I'm going to move this out the way ever so slightly. Apply a dab. Okay, it's back. There we go. Looks like it's sitting on the ground now rather than just hovering above it. So all his weight is being put on that. Okay. I'm going to allow this to dry, and that was the unboxing and I guess basic assembly video for Maloghurst, the Twisted. If you enjoyed this, there will be a full 4K tutorial covering every single aspect of painting the miniature, available via Little Legend Studio Patreon. You can find links at littlelegendstudio.com. And you can find all the other Sons of Horus tutorials, as well as every single tutorial done up until this point, all for the low price of $15. Gain access to the full library, the full back catalogue for that, and just glut yourself with all the hobby availability there. The Patreon's been designed to help you become a better painter. We break down complex techniques such as true metallic metals, non-metallics, OSL, skin, in very easily digestible videos that have helped, I'm happy to say, hundreds of students so far. So why not join up for a month? See what benefit you could gain from it, and hopefully I'll catch you soon.